Comedian from such Bennington College plays as Romeo and Juliet, Angels in America, and the recent Condoleezza Rice sex tape. Please welcome to the stage, Dominic Eisenschmidt!
Hello, New York! That's the silliest start I could think of. Hey guys. So, most of you know that I'm German, and I was born and raised there, which means that I was naturally born without a sense of humor. So, don't expect too much. I was born without a sense of humor, and but I want to do this. So I analyzed all the great American comedies that there are to find out what it is. So I watched Stripes, I watched Airplane, Schindler's List, Police Academy, and no matter how absurd it got, I just couldn't take any joy out of it. We Germans don't laugh. We don't laugh. What we do to be polite is to say, "Oh, that's so funny." So imagine a German comedy club full of people just like, "Oh, that's so funny," all the time. And the jokes get better and they get like, "Oh, that's so funny." The only thing that we really can take joy out of is someone else's misery. And we coined the term for that, which is Schadenfreude. And it's like a little different, you know? And the #1 comedy in Germany is Passion of Christ. And I do different stuff than you do. Like, you read the comics in the newspaper, I read the obituaries. There was a good one this morning. It said, what was it? Thomas Parker dies at 57, leaving a grieving wife and 3 children. Oh, that's so funny! You know, it didn't go on like this. They said, later on in the obituary, it said, after battling cancer for 3 years, God put him out of his misery. No, that's not funny. That's really not funny. You know what else is not funny? My childhood wasn't funny. I was a really fat kid in elementary school, and which only had one advantage, really. In Germany, we don't have lockers. So we have to carry our textbooks in our backpacks every day. And all the kids, when they walk to school, they look like they're limbo dancing. And I had the belly weight to counter it. So I was like kind of balanced out, and my mama actually managed to put so much food into my backpack, so it was the perfect balance. The thing is, I got fatter from the food. She had to put more food into. I ate it. You see the cycle. And but I was perfectly balanced out. The thing is, I grew tits. I had like little titties, and they went bigger and bigger, and they went so big that they sucked my nipples in. Imagine 2 cupcakes with a lot of whipped cream and 2 cherries on top, and then someone just coming and push them down into the cupcakes. So I had like little cupcake titties as a 3rd grader. And of course, they would make fun of me in school, of course, and they would push me around, which wasn't a problem because I was in perfect balance. So it was just like, it was like a bowling pin that just wouldn't fall. But what really bothered me most was just my teachers. They just wouldn't stop motorboating me. I'm still not thin. I'm not fat anymore. I'm also not thin. I think my Cupid profile says curvy, which is not a good adjective to describe a full-grown man. I like OkCupid. They have this new thing called a crazy blind date. And what they do is, they set you up on a blind date in New York City with a complete stranger. That's crazy. Like, that's why it's called Crazy Blind Date. And what they do is, to set it up as a crazy blind date, is they scramble up the face. So you can't really see, you get an idea what your date might look like, but you can't really tell. So what I do is, I take the pictures and I put them into Photoshop, and then I puzzle the faces back together. This is how I spend my time over field term. I don't know what you guys think. And then I realized while I was doing that, oh, I'm doing the virtual version, the digital version of the job that the forensics team has to do once the crazy blind date is over with the girls. I mean, really, like, how desperate can you be? So I went on this blind date the other day. It went really well. We went to her place. She had this really nice place, Upper East Side. We ended up there, and she gave me the tour, and she opens this door, and I walk into a room, and there's clothes on this side, and clothes on their side, and it's like on hangers, and there's shoe closet. And I stand in there, and I'm like, wow, what is this? And she said, oh, that's my walk-in closet. And I was like, I have a pretty neat place for my clothes, too. I call it the floor. And it's my walk-on closet. So we get going, and I take her to the Bone Zone, and we're done. And she asked me to stay over. And I said, well, her place was like kind of far away from my place, and it was late, so I said yes, which I shouldn't have, because I'm getting uncomfortable when I have to sleep next to someone that I do not know that well. Like, I think it takes a lot of trust to sleep next to someone that you don't know. And, which I see the hypocrisy there. Like, don't get me wrong. I just trusted her when I put my most precious thing into her face hole with the teeth in. But now I'm twisting and turning around, and I don't trust her to not kill me while I'm asleep. It's really stressful. It's like sleeping next to a tiger. It's actually like Life of Pi, but in bed. I'm sorry, I haven't really seen the movie. He sleeps with a tiger, right? He has sex with a tiger. Yeah, and then what else is on OkCupid? Oh, they have this one thing where you just rate random people that you've never met, and you give them stars from 1 to 5. Perfect output for my superficial judgments. And actually, Facebook started that way. And now it's complicated, and we have status updates, and all this shit, and it's annoying. And I bet all of us have a friend who did this legal Facebook status update once, with I hereby declare that none of my personal data and images can be used by a third party. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, first of all, this is not how law works. And second of all, what do you think will happen to your pictures? Like, you're not that important. You're not going to walk down Times Square and see your vacation picture when you were eating ice cream at Cape Cod as the new Hollister advertisement. That's not going to happen. And they're not going to use don't worry about your witty description about a cone of, as a slogan, a cone of salted caramel ice cream, a large one. YOLO, bitches. By Hollister. That's not gonna happen. The place that I'm living at right now, we have a neighbor who has a piano, and he plays the same fucking song every single day. It's the only song he can. It's Für Elise by Beethoven, and it goes. You all know it. It goes like. It's a really hard piece to play, and you have to be like very good on the piano to do it. And he plays it every day, so he got better and better. I mean, at some point you just reach perfection, I guess. I know what I'm talking about. Yesterday, I was sitting in my room, and I heard him play. I heard the piano open, and what I heard was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, coming from downstairs. And it wasn't even played well. It was like out of rhythm, like really weird. So after a while, I knew that he was trying to play the piano with his penis. It must have been. That's the only explanation for that. I mean, people are into weird shit. That's why we have porn for so many different things, like all these niches. I watch porn. I don't mind saying that. Actually, you know what? I watch so much porn. I'm better now controlling the mouse with my left hand than I am with my right. Porn made me ambidextrous. Unfortunately, I can only use that motion, to be ambidextrous. So it doesn't come in handy as often as you might think it would. Basically, when I want to check my emails and mash some potatoes for dinner, I can do that. I can't play Furia Lisa on the piano. Well, I watch porn. Well, the thing about like watching porn at the college that I'm at, Bennington College, Vermont. They have thin walls. You know the walls. So it's really hard to find the right volume for your porn, because I'm anxious about like I say that I watch porn, but I don't want people to know when I'm watching it. So I'm anxious about that. So it's really important to find the right balance, the perfect point. Because on the one hand, you don't want to let all your neighbors know that you're watching porn. On the other hand, you kind of want to follow the dialogue. And so I'm pretty good at that. The problem is when I watch real movies and there's a sex scene and I have my speakers all up. Because if someone walks by now, they will think, oh my god, this guy is watching porn. So I got into the habit of making weird noises while I'm watching sex scenes in real movies that are completely that can't be associated to jerking off. So basically when I'm watching sex scenes now in real movies, I go like, and I know it's weird. And it's, you know when it gets even weirder is when I watch a sex scene in a movie theater that's packed. People turn around and stuff. You know, the pathetic thing, there is a pathetic side of watching porn, and that's my thoughts while I'm doing it. I watched this clip the other day, and there was this beautiful, busty black woman getting pounded by this dude. And I'm sitting there and I think like, I wish she was with me right now. I would give it to her so hard. No, I wouldn't. No way I could do that. This guy who's doing it there, he's doing it 5 days a week. He's making a living out of it. He's a professional. What I just thought, I can't back that up. It's like watching the Super Bowl and saying, oh, I would have made that tackle. No. I would have broken my penis and cried. That's what I would do. So if you can't even identify with performers anymore, why do you watch porn? Anyway, is there a good reason? Yes. The reason is educational. There's a lot to learn in porn. For example, I had no idea that all Asian people were born with pixelated genitalia. No teacher ever taught me that. Also, I didn't know that if you own a van, girls who are out for a jog will immediately, automatically be willing to have sex with you inside, and your friends inside of the van. It's like, yeah, it's weird, right? It completely defeats the whole purpose of going on a jog, when you end up in a van anyway. I have to consult. Oh, no, I don't have to. Yes, I hope you found the candy. Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Thanks, Dominic.
Oh, you're welcome. Valentine's Day, I was thinking about that. And I was in the train last night, and I went home from a show, and it was already past midnight, so it was Valentine's Day. And I was on the train, and my iPod was dead, so it was just me and my thoughts. And I had two thoughts in that train that really stuck with me. And the first one was, wow, it's almost 4 years ago that I broke up with my girlfriend that I was with for 5 years before. And so it's in a year from now, I'll probably most likely have been single for as long as I've been in a relationship. And I slowly forget what it was like to really love someone. And I feel like I'm forgetting how to love. All I can remember is that I was really happy. I was really happy. And I've never been that happy before, so the question is, why am I single? I like to think that it's my choice, but maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm single because I'm just too self-centered to really let my heart, feel love again. And then I thought, well, what would I do with a real lightsaber? So I spent the rest of the train ride just like, wow, a lightsaber, okay, coolest guy. Instead of figuring out my life. Well, I'm graduating from college, so naturally I have a lot on my mind. But I feel like the more I get into education, the less specific are my life goals. When I went to elementary school, I was like, someday I'm going to be an astronaut. It's very specific, very specific. I'm going to go astronaut, definitely an astronaut. I'm going to be the first fat astronaut with cupcake titties. I went to high school and I was like, well, I'm going to be a millionaire, that's for sure, by the time I'm 30. And I either do it like acting or I'm a rock star. So it was like a little bit less specific. Now that I'm in college, that I'm about to graduate college, I think, I just want to be something. I just don't want to be nothing, and I want to be it soon so I can pay back all the loans that I took on for this great education that guided me so well through life. Actually, all I want is not end up in one of those professions where you sleep on the train every night. I don't even know really what they're doing. They have those huge snowboard shoes, and they wear like 20 pairs of sweatpants. Does anyone know what the guys? I think it's a delivery service for like countless shopping bags, and you just deliver them far, far away at the end of the train where I've never been. I like the train. I like trains. I don't like the subway stations. Has anyone seen the opening sequence of the film Cube? It's the Cube where, like, it's for those who haven't seen the movie, it's like this riddle thing, and there's this guy in a room, and he gets sliced into a million pieces by, like, with wire. And this is the scene I have to think about every single time when I try to exit a subway station through one of those spin-up doors. I also try to avoid subway stations with escalators, because I got on an escalator the other day, and it stopped halfway in. And then I was stuck on the escalator for half an hour because it took them so long to send some guy to fix it. I walk a lot in the city. I get... Yeah, what? Oh, someone got it. It's over there. Yeah, I walk a lot, and I have to admit that I still get lost sometimes in the city. And that's mainly because of Broadway. Whenever I'm on an avenue and it gets crossed by Broadway, I lose my avenue. And I'm just like, I don't know where I am anymore. And I think Broadway was invented to confuse people. Here's what I think, how it went down. Like, there were like these two city planners, and the one is like on the drawing board, it's late at night, and he's meticulously drawing in the streets and the avenues and making this nice little grid. And then the other one comes back and he's like, what you doing? He's running, he's like, can I help you? And there's Broadway. And then the guy's like, oh no, man. Do you know how long that took me? It's like, oh gosh. What kind of buildings are we going to build in those triangle areas that you just created? What are the people who are going to put into the rooms that end like there where the triangle comes? There's no piece of furniture that fits in there. You know what? You go ahead. I have like the southern tip of Manhattan is still not done, so you go ahead and you do that. And then the guy just like created chaos. Gave every street a name of one of his drinking buddies. Hey, Bleecker. You get a street. You get a really big one. I have one New Year's resolution, and that is pay more attention to gender equality. So I try to avoid the word motherfucker more and more, or just say fatherfucker at least as often. But actually politically correct, it would be parents fucking. So thank you all, you've been a parents fucking good audience. And I love you all. And see you at the bar.